So the homie Roddy Ricch, man, he dropped his second album, Live Life Fast, man, his sophomore album, a couple weeks ago. When was the date? I forgot the date, but he dropped it a couple weeks ago, and he had the whole word going crazy. You know, not in a good way though, in a bad way. You feel me? At first, everybody was excited to hear a Roddy Ricch album because please excuse me for being antisocial just went crazy and just dominated for the last couple years. Everybody was excited to hear another project from Roddy Ricch, man. They couldn't wait to hear another project for him. And then, you know, he gave us Live Life Fast after 2 years of, you know, just eating off his debut album. And, you know, I get on Twitter. The first day he dropped his album, I get on Twitter and people are saying, yeah, Roddy Ricch, this is not it. We waited 2 years for this. This is a bad album. I don't like it. You know, people would just start going crazy over this album. They did not like this album at all. People say he flopped. He waited too long to drop an album. This is not Roddy Ricch. This doesn't even stand to please excuse me for being antisocial. All of that crazy stuff, man. But my thought is this. This is my thought, right? Of course, Roddy Ricch is not going to, please excuse me for being antisocial had his own time. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's his own time right there. You know, a lot of people are trying to say, oh, he didn't live up to the hype of please excuse me for being antisocial. Please excuse me for being antisocial versus Live Life Fast is two different time of Roddy Ricch's life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, he dropped an amazing debut project, okay? But now it's time to move on to the second stage of his life to see what can he really produce for us as an artist. You know, I feel like on this album, Live Life Fast, he was just really giving us gems. He was really like rapping, you know, trying something different. You get what I'm saying? Different flows, different sounds, like production wise, it's different from, you know, please excuse me for being antisocial. You feel me? Lyric wise, it's different. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I understand what people saying, like, damn, like, he couldn't even live up to the hype, or we waited 2 years for this. But it's just like, bro, you got to get your mind of please excuse me for being antisocial. If you got to keep having that mindset, then yeah, the album is going to be bad for you because it's two different sounds. You feel me? Musically, it's two different albums, bro. So it's just like, you really just got to get your headspace out that and really like just listen to that album with a fresh mindset. You know what I'm saying? But then his first week sales came out, and he sold 64,000, I believe. I think that's what he sold. Hold on, let me make sure. I think it was around that range. Damn, nigga. Hold on, y'all. I think it was around that. Let me check for y'all. Yeah, 64K first week. But you gotta understand, his debut album sold 101K, I believe. Please excuse me for being antisocial. Over 100K, right? Solid. But it's just like, first week numbers nowadays really don't care. You feel me? Because like, Roddy Ricch did 100K, but he stayed on top for the past couple years with that album. The box went crazy. You just got to find that one song off Live Life Fast to really go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people say he flopped. You know what I mean? He flopped. What y'all thought about him selling 64K first week numbers? I still go back and listen to the album. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I still listen to the intro. You feel me? I like the intro. You know, Crashing the Party is one of my favorite as well. More Than a Trend. You feel me? Roller Coasting is another one. Moving to Miami, I gotta get used to it, but the intro to that song is crazy, bro. There's another one that I like. Oh yeah, Everything You Need is also another one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's still good songs off that album. You get what I'm saying? It's definitely good songs. But we're gonna watch this video, man, called Roddy Ricch Flop Bad. Definitely want to see and hear his thoughts about, you know, the album Live Life Fast, man. See what he got to say about Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch also came out and said this morning that he will be dropping Feed the Streets 3 next year, because a lot of y'all is playing with his top. That's the word of Roddy Ricch, man. So Roddy Ricch sees and hear what's going on with the album. Trust me, he knows what's going on, man. But word, let's dive into this video though.
What's poppin', y'all? Roddy Ricch's Live Life Fast album dropped last week. Honestly, we should really call it Life Comes At You Fast, because the numbers have recently come out, and this is an undeniable flop for Roddy Ricch, especially the way they were positioning him, the way he was positioning himself, the absence that he had, everything. Roddy Ricch sold 64K first week, 63.5K. About 3.2K came from pure album sales, and the rest came from streaming. Keep in mind, Roddy Ricch's previous album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, sold about 101K first week, and then it continued to sell like 75K, 81K, largely pushed by the box. A lot of people had, a lot of hype around this album. People were hyping it up like crazy. Roddy Ricch was hyping it up like crazy. And this has been an absence of about, 2 years, I would say. The interesting thing was how Roddy Ricch blew up. Yeah, this has been over 2 years without Roddy Ricch releasing a project. Roddy Ricch blew up with Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. He had, I think it was Feed the Streets too. He had built up a buzz at that point. Not a buzz, but he was kind of hot at that point. But Please Excuse Me for Antisocial put him on the map. And honestly, with the success of it and the box, it catapulted him to where people were suddenly calling him a superstar, saying he was the next hottest thing. And me personally, as someone who really found Roddy Ricch as not that insane of an artist, I think people gassed him up way too much at that point in time. I forgot what album it was, but it sounded, I enjoyed Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. I thought it was a pretty good album. But Feed the Streets, I felt like it was just Young Thug and Future mixed together. I didn't think he did either one better than the original. But when Please Excuse Me for Antisocial came out, I said, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. It's nothing amazing, which people are trying to make it like a classic album. That's their opinion. However, when he took 2 years off, and keep in mind, Roddy Ricch prior to the box blowing up, he had different management. So when Roddy Ricch got first found, Down Below, not Down Below, what's that song? The song he had with Marshmello, he used to have the same manager as Marshmello. That's the guy that found him. And he really leveled him up until the box goes crazy. Roddy Ricch is under different management after that. And that's the management that's bringing us this album. I don't know what Roddy Ricch was thinking. Because for me, Roddy Ricch, and I don't know if he knows this, or I don't know if his fans want to admit this, but he similarly went through the same process as Polo G, except on a way higher scale. Is everyone saying, yo, Roddy Ricch is the GOAT. Oh, Roddy Ricch is great. Roddy Ricch is beating Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber got no chance. He's trying to do all of these tactics to get his streams up, but everyone just messes with Roddy Ricch. The box is number one. Roddy Ricch is really feeling himself. And what does this result in? Him thinking that he can just disappear for 2 years and then drop something that's worse than mid. I wouldn't say this album is trash, but this album is whack. I mean, he said, if I'm playing chess, I'm the king. Like, come on. The bars on here are just terrible. The production on here, I must say, is excellent. I thought the album was produced very well. There's all of these interludes that they set it up, especially the intro. The intro sets it up as like, yo, damn, this album might actually be nice. And then you just go through the album and you just hear like, yo, what the hell is this? And Roddy Ricch thought that he was some type of artist that could disappear and come back and he was going to be bigger than he is. And what I don't think he realized, or a lot of his fans, is that the large majority of his fan base, quote unquote, who aren't really his fans, his popularity and his success came from a gimmick. A lot of people use the term TikTok songs nowadays, which is ironic. I personally just think TikTok is a marketing platform.
It is.
It's kind of like calling a song a radio song. Sure, there are some songs where you know, okay, this was made to be played on the radio. But if a song is a hit, for example, Trap Queen, it's played on the radio everywhere. You're not going to call that a radio song. But the box, it has all of the elements of what people would call a TikTok song. Number one, it's a gimmick. The whole Eat thing, that kind of made it blow up on TikTok. And the majority of the popularity for this song originated on TikTok. That's what made it go up so much. And when you have a song like this, it doesn't mean that those people are going to become your fans. Let's just look at, on a smaller scale, Beatbox. Spot 'em Got 'em dropped a song with Tory Lanez the other week, maybe 10 days ago. Nobody's really paying attention to that. Spot 'em Got 'em has Beatbox. I don't even think the majority of people that have heard Beatbox know who Spot 'em Got 'em is or what he looks like. Or any of his other music.
Where did my moms I didn't know who he was, bro? Where did everything I didn't know who bro was, bro? That's funny. He making good points, though. I respect that. He making good points, though. Definitely good points.
Eclipsed everything else. And that's what the box did. But Roddy Ricch, he probably thought to himself, damn, I'm so amazing. All these fans are calling me amazing. The box is doing amazing. I'm a superstar now. Because that's the vibe that I personally get from Roddy Ricch. He presents himself, I'm not going to say disrespectfully, but to think that you can disappear for 2 years is a massive ego move. And I think the sales from this album and the reception, which I sent out a tweet, which you should follow me on Twitter at @TheMindOfHY. And I said the conversation about this Roddy Ricch album didn't even make it past the weekend. And that's being generous. The conversation about that album didn't pass 36 hours. Nobody is talking about that album anymore. People, I feel like they just loved his first album so much, they're saying, yo, this is mid, or, you know, it's okay. Let's be real. This album was, at the best, mid. And Roddy Ricch thought he could just disappear and then drop something like this and say it's no skips policy, all of this other stuff, when the album was full of nothing, damn near nothing but skips, especially the songs that didn't have features on them. And then he does have features like Jamie Foxx, and it's kind of like when Young Bands or whoever had a XXXTentacion feature, and it's just him talking. It's like, yo, come on, man. Bamboozle us with that. So I definitely don't believe that this is anywhere remotely close to good for Roddy Ricch.
Yo.
I personally had lower album predictions or expectations of Roddy Ricch. I think people thought he was going to come out here doing 200K. I did not think that was the case.
Nah.
I thought Roddy Ricch would do around 150, maybe.
Yeah.
If he did 150, I'd be like, damn, that's really good. I realistically thought he would do 120 because I assume or I make the guess that he did less than what people would think Roddy Ricch would. So I thought 120, which would be like, all right, it's a step up from your last album. But doing 64K, that's insane. So now we got to push Roddy Ricch down because we've got other rappers that have not had #1 hits like he has, that have not had multiple hits. Because let's keep it real, Roddy Ricch didn't just have the box. I definitely didn't call Roddy Ricch a one-hit wonder. I did say that a lot of his success, a lot of his album sales came from the box, which is absolutely true. That took him to another level. But he had a string of hits. He had the song with Mustard. I forgot what song was it called. Was that Fashion? Or
High Fashion?
I think it was Ballin'.
Yeah, Ballin', yeah.
He had Down Below. He had High Fashion. That was on his album as well. He had some hits back to back to back. I do think the Late at Night song was a really good single. It didn't hit the same way that the box did, of course. He can never expect to get a hit like that again. That's like Fetty Wap expecting another Trap Queen. It just won't happen. Those kind of things like right time, right timing, some semblance of luck, a little bit of a gimmick that may or may not have been intentional, and then you have that recipe and that's what you get. You can't really recreate that intentionally. Or you could try, but the likelihood of it working is very low.
Yep.
So Roddy Ricch was on this run, and then he just cuts the run off and disappears. And to disappear, it worked for people like Playboi Carti, so people can't say, oh, he's not making... I don't think the whole substance music argument really applies to Roddy Ricch, because Playboi Carti is not making music with quote-unquote substance, and he disappears for years at a time. Playboi Carti came back, he sold over 100K. That's more than Roddy Ricch. Playboi Carti has never had a #1. Not even close. Sure, he had that one song, it wasn't Mr. Rage or whatever. It charted, or it peaked at top 10 or something like that, maybe 11, but it fell off the charts instantly. We're not really going to call that a hit. Playboi Carti's disappearing, but it's because Playboi Carti actually has fans. Roddy Ricch doesn't really have that many diehard fans because Roddy Ricch, he's cookie cutter in, he doesn't have a, Roddy Ricch has no movement. Roddy Ricch has no, like, why should I look up to Roddy Ricch if I'm one of these fans? There's really nothing there. Okay, Roddy Ricch has some good production. He makes music kind of similar to Future, Young Thug, a lot of these other artists. He's wearing chains. Honestly, he doesn't even really use social media that much, so you can't even get an insight into his life. What does Roddy Ricch represent? We have no idea. So Roddy Ricch is just bland. And you can't be bland and expect yourself to have stands. There's no aura of mystery. I don't think there's an aura of mystery around Roddy Ricch as there is around other rappers or artists. For example, Brent Faiyaz, I think he has an aura of mystery. He's an independent artist, so it's a different scenario, but he has an aura of mystery. Roddy Ricch, I think he just comes across as bland, which is very difficult to garner a solid, strong fan base. Like Playboi Carti was able to disappear, so that disproves not disappear, but go away. And that disproves the whole, oh, Roddy Ricch needs to come back with music with substance because he disappeared for so long. There are other artists that also sold more than him. Trippie Redd. I don't think a year and a half ago people are saying Trippie Redd's a bigger artist than Roddy Ricch. Trippie Redd outsold him. Rod Wave outsold him. Youngboy outsold him by more than 2 times. I think Youngboy did 130 something. Polo G outsold him. I believe even Lil TJ outsold him. There are a slew of rappers, 10 plus, that I can think. Meek Mill outsold him. 10 plus that I can think of that have outsold Roddy Ricch. And a year ago, these people would have said, oh, Roddy Ricch is hotter than those guys. Yeah, Roddy Ricch is he's the next superstar.
He is, though. I feel like Roddy Ricch is definitely the next superstar, man. But he did make some valid points that, you feel me, Roddy Ricch is just, he just drop music and just go away. You feel me? He doesn't really people don't really know Roddy Ricch unless you watch the interviews, you feel me? Or really just literally dissect his music, man. You wouldn't know who Roddy Ricch is as a person or as an artist, man, if you don't watch the interviews and really listen to the music and dissect it. But his points is valid, though. I can't even get upset. His points is valid, though. Like, he disappeared for 2 years and expecting something great, But like I said, the album was good, in my opinion. The album was good. But the conversation that everybody's having about Live Life Fast is crazy because niggas is definitely not rocking with it at all, And I got 4 or 5 songs that I really, really like off that album. And it's how many songs is on this album? 18? So yeah, now I think about it, that is type terrible though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's 18 songs. Technically 17 because Late at Night don't count, but yeah, man, y'all let me know y'all thoughts, bro. I don't want to make this video too long, man, but just hearing him out, man, his points was valid. I can't even go against it, really. I can't really contradict it at all, but yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, man. It's your boy DJ. I'm out of here.